A few years ago, I looked at my life and on paper, everything seemed solid. Business was moving, goals were getting hit. I didn't need anyone. But here's what I didn't see. I wasn't independent, I was just alone. I thought being a lone wolf was like a cool flex, but it turns out the pack always eats the lone wolf, which is something I didn't know, because the wolf has to sleep. Now, if you're someone like me who used to keep people at arm's length because you think relying on others is a weakness, this video is going to show you the real cost of that and what to do about it without turning soft. I'm Rami, and on this channel, we explore what it actually takes to stop going through the motions and start feeling alive again in your body, your work, and your relationships. Now, if you're anything like me, this fortress that you built is actually your cage. Does this sound familiar? Are you the type of person who wants to protect your energy? You like to do things alone. You see other people as a liability, both in romantic and friendly partnerships. Do you wake up, spend your days working alone, go to the gym alone, spend most nights alone because you're independent and you like being yourself? You're an introvert. You need time to recharge a lot. Now, if that sounds familiar, I totally get it, because that's what I do a lot. That's what I used to do a lot, and I still do if I don't take steps to fix it. Now, I would call this hyper independence. So there's always a balance between things. So there's codependence to hyper independence, let's say. I think it's really important that we find a balance here. So it's fine to be independent, but it's also important to understand when this becomes a pattern of the ego. You become hyper independent to protect yourself. Now, it's great to be independent and, be able to sustain and do things yourself, but there's also the danger of becoming too hyper independent out of fear. And usually that fear, or at least for me, it's fear of getting hurt or fear of getting close to someone and then them leaving you. So there's a lot of different reasons why that could happen based on, past traumas, but it's important that you are aware of that and that you acknowledge if you are being hyper independent and take steps to kind of, rebalance a little bit. Now, I call this, the I got it reflex, where, you get annoyed when someone offers to help you or when someone else needs your help. It can also take the form of micromanagement, or, you have really high standards. Does that sound familiar? So basically, what I used to think was a strength of mine, which was my hyper independence, is actually a weakness, and it's fear in disguise. Now, people like us, people who are really independent, we call ourselves lone wolves, right? And we see things linearly, because the way I see it is my input equals my output. Yeah, so the harder I work, the more I'm going to get out of life, out of work, out of everything. So you can see it as linear math, basically. So it's just a very linear way of thinking. Now, if you're part of a pack, then that takes the linear math and makes it exponential. So now growth is exponential because you have a collective brain. It's the idea that two heads are better than one. And the ability to work in a team helps you get places much faster than you can go alone. I don't know about you, but in my business, I was absolutely the bottleneck, because every decision waits for me. Everyone needs to get my approval. Nothing moves forward unless it goes through me. So literally, I was the bottleneck. And if you're down, the whole business goes down, basically, right? Because if everything goes through you, then guess what? If you're gone, then nothing can flow through. And also that leads to blind spots, because if everything goes through you, then basically, you're only one person, you're only human. So of course there's going to be things that you don't get, or things that you don't realize, or ideas that you're not seeing, or problems that you're not aware of. So you're really relying on yourself way too much. Because I know I used to think that, I had to run every part of my business. If I can't do it, then I don't deserve to move forward. Basically, it was like a school-based mindset where you have to learn everything and pass everything, and then you can give that thing to your teammate. But it doesn't really work like that. Thinking this way is absolutely exhausting. If you're just putting everything on your shoulders, you rely only on yourself, that's absolutely energy draining, and it's soul sucking. Now, the big shift for me came when I started to trust and rely on my team and my friends and others, and I realized I don't have to take this on all by myself. Like, I don't have to take this burden just myself, whether that's in business or in my personal life. Like, my friends want to help me. It's a pleasure for your friends to help you, just like for me, it was a pleasure for me to help them. So why am I taking away that pleasure by not letting them help me? Think of it like, I know a lot of people hate telling other people their problems because they don't want to burden them, but the people that love you will appreciate that, and they will enjoy helping you. give them that joy of helping you, basically. It's not a burden to everyone, to the right people at least. And then finally, in terms of business, this just helps the business flow smoother. You can access other ideas from other people. You don't become the bottleneck anymore. You open it up and you have trust for other people, your employees, who can help your business grow, and you don't have to be there all the time. And it's just a great thing when, if let's say you want to take a vacation or you're not feeling great, it's awesome to be able to take the day off or take the week off, let's say, if you need to, and have your team figure things out and run it without you. Now, the last and most important part of this is that you want friends and people around you who are aligned with your personal values. Now, one reason why I went this lone wolf route in the past, I think, is because I'd kind of outgrown the people I was hanging out with, or our values didn't really match anymore. Of course, I still love them, but I was trying to go in this direction and they were going this direction. And so of course that's going to be hard, and there's going to be misalignment there. So what I really learned is to find people who are really aligned with your values and build a community and friend group around that. That's so important, because like I mentioned, if you're just doing it all alone, it's going to be much harder than if you did it in a group of people, and not just any people, but like-minded and values-aligned people. That's going to be a real force multiplier for you and really help you grow exponentially. Now, what this looks like for me is I basically realized that I really value being around altruistic, mission-driven humans, people who are selfless and who want to make an impact and help change the world and help others. And I really value being around people like that, and people who are, working hard and entrepreneurs and growing and making themselves better. I really value that because that's the kind of person that I am. And so the reason I went lone wolf is because I wasn't around and I didn't know a lot of those types of people before. So I really worked hard when I moved here to Montreal 3 years ago. I worked hard on building that community and finding those people that are like me. And now that I have found that, it feels much better being in these groups. It's not draining to be in these groups, especially as an introvert, because we're like-minded and we're all working towards, similar missions and similar paths. And so if you're in Montreal, I'd love to add you to this group if this sounds interesting, or if this sounds like the kind of person you are. It's part of our impact crew, that I like to call it. And basically what we do is we get together, we co-work together, we work out together, we, have fun together. And then my big goal, and this hasn't happened yet, but I really want to help these types of mission-driven people build their businesses using my marketing agency. So if you're watching this and realize you've been running solo for way too long, then this crew is for you. So I'd love to meet with you. Just book a call with the link below. We'll have a chat and help you build that wolf pack.